Hi everyone, hope you had a great weekend. So this is your math lesson for Monday, May 18th. This will be the last week of math lessons and reading lessons as well. So I'm gonna introduce you to money a little bit. I know you did a little bit in kindergarten and first grade looking at identification and values of each coin. So we're just gonna go ahead and look at that again today. So much easier if you're sitting in the classroom using fake money or real money so I can watch you count. But we're going to start on, you'll notice that this week's assignment just says Monday and Tuesday. And Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, there are no page numbers. So at the top, you're going to look for the one that says Monday. Okay? And that's what we're going to work on first. So at the top, it says write the name of the coin. So we have dime, quarter, nickel, penny. I think penny is the easiest one for everyone. It is the only one that is not silver. It's copper. It looks like this. The thing about money today is that it used to be that most of the money looked the same on the front and the back. Now we have so many different coins coming from different states. The front and back don't always look the same. So you're going to have to look for size. You're going to have to look for the picture on the front. You're going to have to look at the edges. So the penny is worth 1 cent. To write 1 cent, you put a 1 and a C with a line through it, after it, not in the beginning, but after it. And then the next, so penny is worth 1 cent. It's the smallest in value. Then we have our nickel. This is what our nickel looks like, and this is the back of some nickels. Not all nickels, they're all a little bit different. So the nickel has a flat, it's flat all the way around. It's bigger than the penny, it's bigger than the dime, but it's not as big as the quarter. So the nickel is worth 5 cents. And like I said, they all kind of look a little different. Then you have the dime. The dime is the smallest coin, okay? It looks like this. And what you'll notice if you touch the dime around the edges, they're not smooth like the nickel and the penny. They kind of have rough edges. And the back of it sometimes looks like this. Sometimes it looks a little different. But it is the smallest. It's worth 10 cents. And then you have the quarter. The quarter is the biggest of the coins we're going to do. There is a $50 worth 50 cents, but we're not going to work on the $50 today, and probably at all this week. The quarter looks like this on the front, and it looks like this on the back, some of them. Now we have the state quarters that look a little bit different. So you just never know. That's the hardest part about teaching money today. That's worth 25 cents, okay? So the first thing I want you to do is notice on this worksheet, they have the 4 coins and then they have the word bank up there. So what I want you to do is go ahead and fill them in. I'm gonna fill them in while you're doing it, and then we'll check the work together. You just have to write the name of each coin. Now, if I go too fast and you need more time, you can just go ahead and pause right now and see if you can figure them out before I show you, okay? So go ahead and pause if you're not ready, because I'm going to move on. Okay, so I finished mine. The biggest coin is a quarter. Notice the dime, it's the smallest. The penny and the nickel, okay? Look at this, the quarter, the dime, and the nickel, all the heads are facing this direction, and the penny is facing that direction. So that's kind of interesting. Now you can't tell on a worksheet that the penny is copper colored, okay? But that's what we have. The next part then wants to know how much each coin is worth. Now I already told you, and some of you might already know, and some of you I know are really good at counting money. I'm going to go ahead and write in what it's worth with the cent sign so that you can see it. So why don't you go ahead and stop the video and see if you can go ahead and fill in how much each coin is worth. When you're ready, push play. So I'm going to show you with the cent sign. And the reason I'm showing you today This is because it's introduction, okay? So the quarter is worth 25 cents. Notice how the cent sign is at the end. The nickel is worth 5 cents. The penny is worth 1 cent. The dime is worth 10 cents. So what I want to do now is just talk about the quarter. If you have 1 quarter, it's 25 cents. If you add another quarter, 50 cents. So 1 quarter is 25 cents, 2 quarters is 50 cents. 3 quarters is 75 cents. Now a lot of you can count by 1s and 5s and 10s quickly, but some of you struggle with counting by 25. So the most important thing for you to know is what the value of the quarter and how to count. Okay, so 1 is 25, 2 quarters is 50, 3 is 75, and 4 quarters would be $1. So let's count together again. 25, 50, 75, 100 cents, or $1. Okay, $1 equals 100 cents. Okay, so that might be something you're going to have to practice with mom and dad. So the first one says 3 quarters. How much is 3 quarters worth? I want you to go ahead and try to write that down. Okay. And the next one, we have just a bunch of dimes. Now, I already know that you're super good at counting dimes. Dimes are easy. If you forget, go up and look on the worksheet. It says that a dime is worth 10 cents. So if you can count by tens, you can count dimes. So let's count together. Ready? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, or $1. So you can do that. The next one then is nickels, okay? And I know you're all really good at counting by 5. Go and look at the worksheet. It said a nickel was worth 5 cents. So let's count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, or $1. Okay, so the very first 3 are going to have you counted by quarters, and then dimes, and then nickels. And then they mix it up. So this is what I suggest you do, okay? I'm going to do this and then show you what I did. So on the first one, I wrote what each coin was worth, 25, 25, and 25. Then I'm going to have to add it up. I'm going to do the same for the second one. Now some people like to underneath add as they go, which you can. So here I put all 10s because they're all dimes. On the third one there at the bottom, I'm going to identify all of these are nickels. And how much is a nickel worth? That's right, 5 cents. So what I did is wrote 5s above all of them. Now this is where it gets tricky. So far we've had all quarters, all dimes, all nickels. Now look, we have them mixed up. So if you look and go, I'm not sure, go back up to here and compare the pictures. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one. I'm going to write my values. That first one is a quarter, so I'm going to write 25. And then there's a dime, so that's 10 more. And another dime is 10. And another dime is 10. Uh-oh, now I come to the fifth coin, and it's bigger than the dime, but it's not as big as the quarter. If I go back up here and look, it is a nickel. I'm going to write a 5, and there's another nickel. Oh, and there's one more. It looks on this picture like almost the size of the dime, but I notice the face is pointing the other direction. So I'm going to go ahead, and this is what I did down here. 25, 10, 10, 10, 5, 5, 1. Now, I think that's the easiest way to do it, and I've watched a lot of kids do this over the years, and they seem to have most luck that way. What I would suggest to you, I know you all took your hundreds charts home. They were in your homework folder. I would just start getting them, and so I know I'm going to let you do the first 3 together. But the last one on this page is a quarter. So you're going to take your hundreds chart and put your pencil on 25, and then you're going to add 10. Okay. Now remember the secret, when you add 10, you just drop down a row. and then you add 10 more, drop down a row. Add 10 more, drop down a row. Then you're going to add 5. So then you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 5 more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1 more. So right now, as you're learning, the hundreds chart is going to be the best way to do this. Now, I know some of you are going, I don't need the hundreds chart. Great. If you don't need it, that's fine. Don't worry about it. You do what is best for you. Okay? So then you have on the second page, it looks like this. You have 3 more problems. I'm going to let you try on your own. Then you're going to submit those to me on Seesaw so I can take a look at it. Then I threw in some review. There are 3 review questions, okay? So some of you might look, this is a number line, and it's starting at 50, okay? Starting at 50. That means each one of these is going to be a new number. So 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, and so on. Now, this is very similar to something you might find on the 3rd grade test, which is why I included it. So the first one says review, solve each problem using the number line. Now, on that 3rd grade test, if it says use the number line, that means you better show them what you did. So it says there were 53 students in the classroom. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is put a dot where 53 is. So the 50 was the first one, 51, 52. I'm going to go ahead and put a dot, and I'm going to write 53 under it. So see what I did? Here was 50, 51. So 50 was the first one, okay? 51, 52, 53, and I have a dot there. And then it says 17 students joined them. Okay, if you join them, are you adding to it or taking away from the group? That's right, you're adding. So I'm going to jump 17 of these. I'm going to show you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I jumped, remember how we jump, 17 spaces, and I'm probably going to go back and check my work and make sure there's 17, okay? And then you're going to tell me it wants to know how many students are there now. So if we were doing a number sentence, do you know what that number sentence would be? So we started with 53, and we added 17. So 53 plus 17 equals, and if you don't know, you can use your number line, or you can just start counting with the jumps, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, and so on, until you get your answer, which is, anybody have it? 70, okay? So that's your answer. Your answer is going to be 70. Now, if we're going to label it, what would we label it? There were 53 students in the classroom, 17 students joined them. How many students are there now? There are 70 students, and I'm going to label that. Now, you have, the next one is a subtraction problem. You're starting with 63, so you're going to have to find 63, and you're going to subtract 13. So you'll jump backwards 13 and find your answer. And then this one says, explain how to solve the problem on a number line. So 24, this one starts at 0, so you're going to have to count to find 24. Then you're going to jump backwards because it's subtracting 13 to get your answer. You'll fill in your answer, but then you have to tell me how you did it. Remember, you just went through the process. So the first thing you did was you found the number 24. What did you do with 13? How did you get your answer? So this is writing it. Okay? I know you're going to do great. I know that money is sometimes difficult. It's really difficult for me to sit down here in my basement and try to teach you money when I have my money here and my papers here. And I want to be able to show you. There are a lot of really cool games you can play with money, and maybe I can find a couple of those and send them your way. But do the best you can, okay? Ask a parent, ask a grandparent, ask a brother or sister who's older and know how to do it, aunt, uncle, whoever you can find to help you. All right, good luck, have fun, and count your money.